Okay, so today we'll continue extending the topic of date dimensions. So, and how we will use that in the filters and how can we use some date functions. So we'll see all those date function related calculations. Okay, okay, let me just increase the resolution. Okay, so there is a difference between these two dates. Yeah, perfect. So as we discussed yesterday, so this is a different part of date, and this is the other one is a different one. So when we use this one, this year, quarter, month, day, more, this will give you different result, and year, quarter, month, week number. So this will give you a different result. So yesterday we have seen what are those different results that we are getting. Now I'll show you what is the calculation that is written behind that date. So now I have just taken this date which is there on the year. So the top one I'm taking now. So what is the calculation behind this? So there is a calculation which is date part of year. So basically whatever that I'm selecting on from this, so it will use a calculation called date part. So if you see inside that, so you can see date part. So with this, we can say that this uses a calculation called date part. Date part. And if you select something from the below, from this, if you select anything, let's say year, and double click on this. So the calculation that it is returning is a different one. So this is related to date trunk. So let's select this color. So this is related to date trunk. Okay, so whatever we are selecting from this top, so it will write a calculation called date part, and this will write date trunk. So what is the difference between date part and date trunk? So let's say if I'm selecting year, so I'm able to see years data. Date part. So I have selected from the top. So you can see this dot, right? So this dot means this year is selected. If I select this year, so you can see dot over here. That means I have selected this year from this. So this, if I select from this part, okay, basically if I select from this red border, whatever I selected from this, so that will be using date trunk calculation. Whatever I'm selecting from this black border, so that will be returning date part. Yeah. So now we'll also discuss what is date part and what is date trunk. So let's go one by one. So we'll discuss about date part and date trunk. So now let's start with date part. Okay, so let's discuss about this first of all. So this top one, which is black borders. So we'll discuss about this. So what this, yeah, date part. So what this data will have. So let's say in my data, I can see all the dates. So if you go into data, so if you take this date into consideration, okay, let's take this, let's download this date explanation. So I'm just downloading and keeping it in the downloads folder. So I'll open that file. Okay, so this is the same file, same data, which I'm connecting to the Tableau. So here I will check for order date. Okay, so this is my order date. So what that is doing is, so it is basically, what are the years that it has? It has 2020, 2021, 2022. So in Tableau also, we can see when I select year from here. So basically what it is doing, it is showing me same information what Excel is showing. Okay, so it has basically the dates of all the months, all the years. But when I show here, it is showing me only the years. So same wise, in Tableau also, it will show me years. So it is how it is coming, it is based on the date part. So here we should write this calculation. So this calculation is written based on the order date. So order date is the field that is coming from the database or from the data source that we have. So on top of that, we are writing this calculation, date part. So in date part, this is also a type of calculation where you need to write in certain format. So this has to be written in such some format. So I will tell you that. So it has to be basically, so year, quarter, month, day, week, yeah. Okay, so whenever you are using any calculation related to dates, so you can use these date parts. So whenever you write this date parts, it has to be in small letters. So that is a syntax. What if I write in, what if I use capital letters? So if I, let's say year is there. So instead of small letters, if I use capital letter, so it will throw an error saying what it is. Like this is not a correct statement. So you should use small letters. So it will throw an error. So whenever you are using these functions, year, quarter, month, week, day, so you have to use small letters. Correct. Yeah, case sensitive. Every time it has to be small letters. So that is about date part. So the highlighted this black border will give you, certainly it will write automatically this date part calculation. So now it is writing for year. So it is automatically writing this year calculation. So when I change it to quarter, okay, so when I change it to quarter, what is happening? It is basically, it is writing the same date part calculation, but instead of year, it is changing it to quarter. Now let's see what is this quarter. So let's go to an Excel. So click on this. So expand one of the year. So it is basically showing you all the months. So in Excel, we don't have an option to show the quarters. So basically what it is showing is, okay, so this is about date part. So let's say when I make it as date part, so this is a syntax I'm just writing over here. Date part, quarter, order date. Okay, so when I'm doing this, what is happening is Tableau is just writing quarters. Q1. So how many quarters will be there in a year? Okay, so it will show only 4 quarters. Yeah. So based upon our data. So if you see in our data, if you see, there are 4 years. So 2020 is there, 2021, 2022, 2023. So Q1 will hold 2021, 2022, And we also have 2020 also, I guess. We also have 2020 also. 2020. So this way, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. So this way, each and every quarter will have all the years data. So this is about quarters. Now let's discuss about month. So, so in month, what is happening? It is just removing. So syntax is very simple. So for month it is, so you just need to change this thing. If you want year, if you want quarter detail, just change it to quarter. If you want month, you can change it to month. So when you change it to month, what is the information that it is showing? Jan to December, yes. So when you click on this, you will have Jan to December data. But it is showing you only January, February, like that. So if we go here, now I'll take this formula. So it is basically changing this one to month. So it is basically writing January, February, okay. So what January will have? January will have all the years data in it till December. So like this, it will hold all values of January from all the years. So if you see, if you go to our data, so in 2023, you have January. In 2022, you will have January. In 2021, you will have January. 2020 also, you will have January. So like that, every year's January value will be stored in this January. So if you want to show all the year's January value, you want to show in one place. So that is one way of representing the data. So you can do with by creating a date part. So that is about date part of month. So now let's convert this to day. So how many days, what is the maximum number of days a month can have? What is the I'm asking, what is the maximum number of days a month can have? 31 days is the maximum number of days that we can have. Yeah. So when I make this to day, so it will show you 1 to 31. Why? Because in some months you will have 31 also. So it will show you that. In May, yes, July also you will have. Yeah. So in some months you will have 31 days. So based on that, in whichever month you have 31 days, it will show for that days. So what is the calculation for this? So it is basically changing the date part to day. This is changing to day. Okay, now let's see here. Now let's see in this example. So we'll take this formula. So now instead of month, what we are doing, we are just doing day. So we are just doing day. So it will have 1, 2, 3, like this till 31. Okay. So, but what it will have? One of every month, every year. So January, in January you will have one, in February you will have one, like that in every year, every month will have ones. So if you go and see in the date, normal data, so click on 2023, expand this January also. So January 1 is there. In February, if you click, February also you'll have one. If it is not there, it will not fetch the data for that. If you go see in the March, it will have one in the data. So wherever there is one, so it will fetch from all the months, all the years. So it is basically from every month, every year, in every month, in every year, wherever there is one as a date, one as a day, it will fetch the data for that. So what is the importance of fetching the data like that? So let's say if I am putting sales here, so it is giving me $95,525. So that means, so this is the purchase made on every first of every month and every year. Yeah. So if I do the sorting, if you see in every month, 17th date, people are purchasing more. So the more purchases are happening on 17th day. In every month, every year, more purchases are happening on the 17th day. So that type of representation we can do by using date part. Okay, so not only day, so we can also do some other things. So let's say week number. So in a year, we will have 52 to 53 weeks. So basically, yeah, so this is a just simple calculation. I'm just replacing day with week. Yes, week is depend on year and month. Every correct. I mean, it is also similar to what we have discussed for month. If you see, for month, what we have done, it is January of all the years. So now I'll just show for week also. Let me complete this. So I'm just taking for week. I will show you how it will be for week. So what I have to change here, I'll have to change day to week. Okay, so when I change this, it will come like this: week 1, week 2, till week 53 we will have. Okay, yeah. Uh, yeah. So in every year we will have 52 or 53 weeks, right? Okay, so week 1 of 2020, we 2021. So every years, all the week ones, all the years, similar to January of all the years, week 1 of all the years. So it is similar to what we have done for months. So this is basically giving you a week 1 of all the years. So if you sort it down in every year, so week 12 is having the most highest sales. In week 12, there are more purchases compared to other weeks. Yeah. Okay, so now let's talk about weekday. Okay, so we also have one more date part, which is called weekday. So if you observe, I'm just changing this part. So entire calculation, I'm not changing anything other than this. So weekday is nothing but Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Sunday to Saturday. Yeah. Not weekdays. I mean, it's not our uh, software weekdays and weekends. Not like that. So all the days it will show you. Yeah. So Sunday of all the months, all the years. So just write Sunday. So I have to change this to weekday. So the calculation is weekday. Yeah, Sunday to Saturday. Okay, so that it will have 7 days. So Sunday of every month, every year. So now let's see in which day people are purchasing more. So if you see, most of the people are going to the superstore on Saturday. Saturday they are purchasing more. So that type of visualization we can get it from using this date parts. So here also you can select. So years, quarters, months, days, week numbers, weekdays we have seen. So month and year. So this is about the down part which we have to discuss. So this red one. So are you clear with this black one? Okay, so we'll move on to the red part, date trunk. Yes. So now let's select year. So if you see this, so it is writing a calculation date trunk. So only the function is different. So if you observe, only this function is different. Here we are using date part function. So yeah, so this we call as a function. Date. You can write it in any ways. It doesn't. It's not case sensitive. So only this one is case sensitive. So I'll just show you. Instead of caps, if I write it small letters also, I won't get any error. If you write one something as caps also, it won't. It doesn't matter. Function you can write it in any manner, any manner. Only this one you should write it in a small letters. Only these year, quarter, month, week, weekday. Only you should write it as small letters. Okay, so this will hold same data as this one. So mostly these two are same. So date part, year, order date, date trunk, year, order date, both are same. But here you will get access. So this is basically it will be in continuous mode. Here you will get access and you can change this to discrete as well. So mostly these two are same. Why? Because we are just showing the year data. Okay, so when you see yearly data, it will show. So there is no much difference between date trunk and date part for years. Mostly these two are same. So now let's talk about date trunk of quarter. So let's go to change this to quarter. Okay, so now I have changed this to quarter. So Trunk meaning it will truncate quarter and year. So it is a combination of year and quarter. So it is the same calculation. So I have to replace year with quarter. Sorry, I had to write small letters. Quarter and year. Yes, correct. So if you observe in this Excel, so it is just giving you the quarters information, Q1, Q2, Q3. But this Q1 will have all the years information. Q2 will have all the years information. And now we'll discuss about date trunk quarter. So this will have 2020 Q1, 2020 Q2. So in data we have, so in data we have 4 years data. So it will have for the 16 quarters information. So it will have 16 quarters information till 2023. Like this it will have. So it is a combination of quarter and year. Correct. So I'll just show you in Tableau. So if you take sales, okay, so it is giving you 2022 Q1, 2020 Q2 separately, 2021 Q1 separately. So when you go to date part, change this to this quarter. You are getting Q1 separately. So what is this value? $366,493 is, it is basically the sum of all Q1s. So you can see $366,493, right? So if you go to this date part, this is what exactly it is. It is the sum of all the years data. And in Q2 is basically, it is the sum of all years Q2. 450,324. In date part, it is the sum of all the years Q2. So like this, it will calculate. So here you can separately see which year quarter it is. In date rank, you can see the, yeah. Yeah. So if you want to see in which year quarter value it is, so you can use date rank. In date part, you can't see that which year it belongs to. So it will just show you the Q2, but it is the Q2 of all the years value. Okay, yeah, sure. Correct. So that is what is the main difference. Here you will see the combination of quarter and year. Here you won't see that combination. So when you say quarter, it will show only quarter. In date rank, it is quarter and year. So now let's see month. So month also, it is month and year. So if you see the, yes, month will be, yes, year based. Month and year you can see. If you see in this, so January 2020, all the years, all the months you can see. And if you go to date part, so you just select month. So it is giving you January only. So January of all the years. So January, this here it will select, and January 2020, January 2021, January 2022, and January 2023. So the sum of all these Januaries will become your value, which is 96,070. You can see that value here. Okay, so what it is doing is, it is taking all the years January value and showing you here. Here you can see separately the combination of month and year. Here you can see. Correct. Yep. Yeah. Perfect. So that is what is date trunk is. January 2020. So it will show you till 2023. So it is depending on your data. So in the sample superstore that I'm connecting right now, it has data starting from January 2020 to December 2023. So that is about month. So now let's talk about week number. So here it is different. So it is not showing you the week 1, week 2, week 3 like that. It is exactly showing you the week. So starting from 29th December to 4th January, whatever are the values that will be stored here. So in that there will be a difference between a week, between one day to other date. So if you observe 5 to 12, there is a difference of 7 days. 12 to 19, there is a difference of 7 days. So in that way, so you can't see week 1, week 2, week 3 here. So this is a different way of representing the data. So basically it is holding a data of 29th December to 4th January. And this is holding, yeah, only those 7 days information will be stored here, week wise. Yeah. And the syntax is simple. So we just need to replace that with week. Instead of month, we replace it with week. So the main difference is you don't see the week 1 or week 2, week 3 like that. So if you select week number, okay, here we are able to see week 1, week 2 till week 53. But here we are able to see all the weeks. Okay, starting from 2022 till 2023, whatever are the weeks are there, all the weeks we are able to see. So there are 209 weeks. 209 weeks are there. So it's basically some, if you do 53 into 4, let's say, so it is somewhere around it. So in all the years, we will not be having 52 weeks or 53 weeks. So some places, if we remove 3, okay, so it will be 209 only. So these many weeks are there. So as we discussed earlier, it is a combination of week, month, and year. But here you are able to see only weeks. Okay, so when you say month, only quarter, only year, only day, like that. So in weeks also, it is only week of all the years. So if we go to our Excel, so in date part, so week of all the years, week 8 of all the years. So week 1 of all the years. Okay, so now let's discuss about day. And let's do date part here and select day here. First of every month, every year is based on date part. But in date trunk, if you see, it is a combination of date, day, month, and year. So the calculation is very simple. We just need to replace week with day. So, and I will just show you. Yeah, so 01 January 2020. So every day, each and every day is getting stored. So it is a combination of combination of day, month, and year. Yeah, correct. So if you see date part, so it is showing you first one, meaning in any month, in any year, wherever there is one as a day, so it will fetch the sales in that particular day, and it is summing up, and it is showing you. So now I'll show you what exactly it is showing you. So in January we don't have one. So if you see in the data, there is no data entry for January 1. So in February you have one. Okay, select in every month, select one. So 1st March 2020, 1st April 2020, 1st May is also not there. There is no entry for 1st May, 1st June, 1st July, 1st August, 1st September, 1st October, 1st November, 1st December. So like this, there will be 12 into 4, 48 entries will be there. Yes, date trunk. Yeah, correct. So it is basically giving the all the first of every month, every year. Correct. Yeah, so like that, if you select for each and every first of every month and every year, so you'll get the sum of this value. Yeah. So that is the importance of day. So in Excel, we need to make entries for each and every day. So like this, you should be having the data. So if you have entry for 1st January 2020, it will be shown. So like this, it will be shown for every day till 2024. So each and every day will be stored in this. Yeah. Yeah, it is basically taking those many days, 365 into 4. Yeah, so if you see in the tableau also, it will be around 1242. Yeah, so in middle, some days are missing. Let's say if you see 1st September, there is no 2nd September here. So it is not exactly 365 into 4. So some days are missing, so it will not show you the exact 365 into 4. So that is how we represent the data by using date. So that is a very important thing that we need to remember when you have date in date format. So we can use these many options. So if you have it as a string, so let's say if you take any other dimension, you will not have these many options. Okay, only for date we have these many options where we can convert to year, quarter, month, day. So these things only possible for date dimension. So today we have discussed the main two functions, which is date part and date trunk. So without writing that calculation manually, so you can just select here. So whatever you are selecting from this black border, so that will be writing date part. Whatever you are selecting from this red border, so that will be writing date trunk automatically. So instead of you writing any manual calculation, so Tableau will automatically write this calculation when you use these options. Okay, so now let's discuss about some other functions in date. So for that, what I will do is I'll write order date, ship date. So if you click on this, so it will show you what are the functions that are available. So these are the functions that are available in Tableau, but we use only few of them. Mhm. Yeah. So if you click on date, so it will show you date related functions. Yeah. So in this, you can also see date part and date trunk. So these are the two main important functions. So now let's discuss about date add. So let's say if I want to add something to the existing date. So order date is my data that is coming from the database. So this is the extra calculation that I'm going to write on top of my dates. So years I want to add, I want to add 1 year. Okay. For which one? For order date, I will add 1 year. So 2020 is there. What will happen if I add 1 year to all the years? So 2020 will become what? Yeah, yeah. So for every year I'm adding 1 year. So what 2020 will become 2021, 2021 will become 2022, 2022 will become 2023. So I'm adding 1 year to each and every year. So yeah, so this way you can add. I mean, mhm. Sometimes you might get some requirements to add some calculation, and let's say you might get some to find the difference between two dates. So I'm just giving you how this function can be used. So depending on your requirement, you can use. So there will be certain requirements. I may not give examples for each and every one. Let's say when you're splitting two names and making a email ID. So in the same way, you might get some requirements where you need to add years to some dates. Yeah. And this is common for every date function. So as we discussed earlier, okay, so these are common for every date calculation. So I have added years. Okay. So I can also add month, day, quarter, weekday. We can add for each and every any function that we use, any date function that we use. So let's say if I want to add month, let's convert this to month, make it discrete. So I can see month and year. I'm just adding 1 month to each and every month. So what will January become? January will become February. February will become March, and so on. Yeah. So if you see January became February, February, March. So like that, you can also add all these things. So you can change, you can add month, you can add week, you can add weekday, you can add day. So all these functions can be used. You just need to change this part. Okay, so now let's find out difference. So let's take ship date. Okay, so this is the date when the order is made. Let's say you are purchasing anything from Flipkart or Amazon. So you have made an order on 30 June. That means today's date is the order date. And so you have made an order. Let's say after 2 days, they have started shipping. So whatever product that you have ordered, that started shipping on, let's say Monday, which is 3rd July. Which is 3rd July, they have started shipping your product. So the ship date will be 3rd July. So now I want to know what is the difference between my order date and ship date. So whether my order is getting shipped whenever I ordered, or it is getting delayed or not. So I want to know that. So in some cases, what happens if the product is available at that particular time, what they do is whenever that particular order time is there, they will ship the product then and there itself. Sometimes they will delay for 1 week or 2 weeks if the product is not available. Sometimes. So that depends on the product to product, it will differ. So I want to find out that difference. For that, what I will do is I'll write date if calculation. So here I will take day. I want to see each and every day and every year. Here also I will take day, make it discrete. Okay, so date diff I'm using. So the function is same. So you can use difference of days you want to find out, or difference of years you want to find out. You can use all these functions. So now I want to find the difference of days. As let's say, as a given that example of, let's say you have made an order on 30 and you want your shipping is started on 2nd, 3rd of July. So I want to find out the difference between 30 and 3rd of July. So for that, what I will do, I want to find the days, number of days difference of between order date and ship date. Say apply. Put this date. Okay. So I have made an order on 3rd January 2020. So shipping started on 7th January. And what is the difference? 7 minus 3, which is 4. So there is a difference of 4 days. So that way I can find out difference between two dates by using a date diff function. So that is about date diff and date name function. So whether if you want to find out a name of any particular day. So let's say I want to find out month of order date. Okay, so it will just give you the name of it. So in order date, so I want to find out what is the month name. So in this date, what is the month name? It is January. So in February, it is February. So here also you can specify all these functions. So if you want to find out what year it is, what quarter it is, you can just specify, I want to find out quarter. Okay, so this belongs to first quarter. So January, February, March belongs to first quarter. April, May, June belongs to second quarter. Whenever January starts again, it will show you as first quarter. And if you specify as day, so it will just show you what day it is. It is 10th. So it will just show you 10, like that. If you want to know from this date, whichever part name you want to know. So if you want to know only year, you can specify year. So it will just show you that year name. or if you want to know weekday, so which weekday it is. So is it Sunday or is it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? That information it will show. To specify week, so whether it is week 1 or week 2, week 3. So till 52, 53, it will show you whether it belongs to which week it is. So that way it will show you. Yeah. So tomorrow we will discuss about date pass and other date functions. So any questions from today's class? Mhm.